Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Power Apps and Power Automate training. Right? Yeah, I am Hemendra, so I'll be your trainer throughout this course. Yeah, so I'll introduce myself. Okay, I have total, 8 plus years of experience, close to 9 years. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, yeah, and also Microsoft certified developer. Myself completed almost all the certifications of Power Platform, right? Starting from PL 900. Power Platform Fundamentals, Power Platform App Maker, right? Power Platform Functional Consultant, Developer, and all these certifications I've completed, and some certifications related to Azure and all these. So I myself was a full stack developer, and then I started learning about Power Platform and then SharePoint, .NET, and all these things, and then that's how I transitioned into completely a Power Platform developer. Before this, I used to work on React, TypeScript, Java, native Android application development, databases and all these things. And then later, you know, uh, from past 6, 7 years, I've been into this Power Platform. Okay, so yeah, so we'll start the session. If you have any questions, you know, you can ask me in the end of the session. Okay, I will I will explain for 30 minutes, and then last 30 minutes we'll utilize for all the doubt clearing sessions and everything. Okay, I'll walk you through what all the things that we're going to cover throughout this training. Okay, so everything I will explain, and if you have any questions, yeah, you can ask me in the very end. Okay, so yeah, so generally in the IT, right? So we have two types of development approaches. Okay, one is professional development, citizen development. Okay, so the professional development, we can call it as pro code approach as well. Okay, so what is the pro code? Means you are a developer with education background in the IT or computer related stream, right? And you are working on all the technologies where you utilize full code. Okay, so you write full code and you develop softwares, right, by writing complete code and everything, and you deal with all the softwares, properly. You write the code and everything, right, and you have knowledge of computers and everything, so you deal with complete code and everything. Okay, so called as pro code developer. Yeah, you know complete understanding about code and everything, right? But when it comes to citizen development, so this is a new thing in the industry, right? So citizen development or low code no code development. So as its name says, right, it's a low code approach or no code approach. We have two approaches here. Low code means you will end up writing very little amount of code, but you should have understanding of what you need to do. I mean, in the both cases, you should know what you want, right? You should be clear with the requirements, right? And then you will just achieve those requirements or complete the development of the application with very minimal amount of code. Or in the no code, you don't need to write code at all you need to do is configurations and integrations. Okay, so you will be given with all the components. Use it or use those components as you want, and then that's it. Just link those or configure those or provide the options, or just configure it. So you don't need to write much code here. In the low code, you don't need to write any code here in the no code. Okay, so this is the development that is actually trending these days, right? Citizen development. So advantages of citizen development versus professional development and pro code development, right? What are the advantages? So generally, how much time it will take to hire a professional who is, fully capable of writing, large systems and everything for small requirements, right? So it will be hard to find resources. It will be hard to find, skilled professionals who will be good with everything. And also, if you have some quick requirement, and you shouldn't be waiting, more days for getting that done, right? You want rapidly an application that you want to use it, right? So then, if you go with this pro code approach, what will happen? So you have to write the front end, you have to do the back end, and then configure the databases, do all those things, right? It will take a lot of time for testing, and then development also, it will take a lot of time. And then you need all these developers. You have to form that team, and then you have to build it. You know, even while supporting, it's gonna take time, right? So whereas the citizen development, so the business analyst or the project manager or the product owner, so they can sit and they can build that application in few days, right? But this is not yet that much, into these people. Still, like, we have the development teams for Power Apps, right? So, but comparatively, the time and availability of the resources and the learning curve, right? All these factors affect this development, right? But whereas if it's a complex software and you have to build large scale applications, then you should definitely go to professional code. But all the business applications, you know, which can be developed rapidly and which are needed, very quickly, so can be developed using citizen, this low code and no code applications, and it is getting better day by day. Okay. So yeah, I mean, learning curve, time it will take to develop, all those things will matter, right? So the time is directly equal to money, and so that's how this citizen development and the professional development, you know, are differentiated. So here you'll write complete, professional level code and everything, and here you will have to write very less code, meaning in these tools will provide you some functions and everything. So you'll have to use those functions. That's it. In the no code, just like, you know, uh, use whatever they have provided, integrate this or configure it, and then just build the application you have done, right? So we have so many, low code development platforms, but when we talk about Power Platform, Power Platform is a low code development platform. When we talk about this, we will be on this top layer. As a low code developer, we are all will be on this top layer. Okay. So we have this Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, Power BI, and Power Pages. So we have all these technologies in the top. We have all these technologies in the top. We will be only dealing with these. And if you are a pro code developer, so they will be, taking care of all these, uh, pro code tools. Okay. So they use GitHub for version management, Visual Studio Code for writing the code, right? Cognitive services for artificial intelligence related stuff, right? Kubernetes, orchestration, right? Azure functions, API management. So they have all these cloud related things. So we, like, if you're a .NET full stack developer or something, so you will be dealing with all these. But as a low code developer, we will be only working on the top layer of it, right? Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, Power BI, and Power Pages. So all of these five tools together, we call it as Power Platform. All these five tools, we call it as Power Platform. Okay. So if you know all these, we'll be called Power Platform developer. Okay. So we have Power Apps, which is used for building the applications using Power Apps. So this is one tool among these five tools. This Power Apps can be used to develop applications, business application apps. We can build apps using Power Apps, as its name says, right? Power Apps. Using Power Automate, we can build workflows, right? If you have any manual activity that you are doing daily or that you have to do repeatedly or regularly, then we can write those steps, we can configure those steps in a workflow, and then it will automatically handle those whenever you want, right? So it will automate all the manual things that you have, and you can build business workflows using this process, right? Mostly you develop processes here, workflows and processes here in the Power Automate for automation. I will show, what kind of things we will do in Power Automate, right? So using Power Virtual Agents, this is again one more tool. Using Power Virtual Agents, you will build chatbots, okay? Conversational experience you can provide to the end users. So you can configure your own knowledge base, and this bot will answer question to your questions based on the knowledge base. You have to provide knowledge to the Power Virtual Agents, right? So that setting and everything you have to do, and what kind of answers you have to provide, how you should provide. So all those things we have to configure. We have to design that conversation flow, right? So for what question, what kind of answers, like what kind of questions we need to ask. So that conversation we need to design, and then this will help people answer their queries and everything. Okay. Power Virtual Agents, we will be building chatbots. In the Power BI, you build dashboards, analytics, and everything. So you will be dumped with a lot of data, and you need to make that data meaningful by creating graphs, by visualizing that data using graphs and everything, so that you can extract insights from that data. Okay. So using data, you'll build all these charts and everything, so data can be visualized in a meaningful way using Power BI. Okay. Analytics tool, reporting tool. Okay. Power Pages, you can build websites using Power Pages, right? So Power Apps, you can build applications. In the Power Pages, you can build customer-facing websites, right? External users also can be able to access these pages and websites. But in the case of Power Apps, only internal users or the company users can be able to use these applications. Okay. Power Apps applications, Power Automate workflows, Power Virtual Agents, chatbots, Power BI, analytics and reports and dashboards, right? Power Pages, external facing websites. Right? These are the different tools that we have in the Power Platform ecosystem. Yeah. Apart from Power Platform, we have some other competitors, or we can say some other tools available in the market, right? You have Mendix, OutSystems, this Power Platform. So all these are low code platforms where you will be writing very less code. Kissflow, Wix, so these are low code platforms. Sorry, no code platforms. So you don't need to write a single line of code. So everything you can manage without writing code. So these are no code, and the upper ones are low code. Okay. So these are like just for your reference. So there are so many tools out there, but I just listed few. Okay. So there are like bunch of other tools available in the market. But adoption of Power Platform has drastically increased over past few years. Okay. Because this Power Platform is by Microsoft, the reliability factor is one. Okay. And also in most of the companies, so their modern workplace solution is Office 365, right? So in every company, they use Microsoft ecosystem, or they use Microsoft suite of applications for their workplace solutions, right? So let's say they want to create documents, so they use MS Word, MS Excel, PowerPoint, and then they have Outlook, they have Teams for conversations and Teams chats, right? So they use all the Microsoft softwares in most of the companies. So the modern workplace solution for most of the companies is Microsoft, and this is also part of that Office 365. So Microsoft Power Platform is also part of Office 365, right? So they have a lot of tools. and most of the company is already using Microsoft ecosystem, so it is very easy for them to get into this particular platform and try and integrate with all the other tools that they already have. Right? Integrations are seamless, they can easily integrate everything, and then since they have Microsoft ecosystem already in their company, so it is easy for them to know try this and acquire this, and then since it is again from Microsoft, so the trust and result, the reliability factor and everything. So based on all these factors, the Power Platform growth has been very good over last years. So the adaption actually when we started to today, if we compare, so it's like very good. Yeah. So I can see every company almost have a Power Platform vertical in them, and then they have bunch of developers over there and supporting a lot of clients. And almost all the companies started adopting Power Platform. Yeah. So the adoption is good, and yeah, so Power Platform is doing really good these days. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, these are the tools that we have in the Power Platform. I already explained. Power Apps for mobile applications, Power Automate for workflow automation, virtual agents for chatbots and conversational agents, Power Pages, building secure data-centric business websites. You can build websites, customer-facing websites, external. Power BI, you can actually build analytics and reporting, right? So we have all these in the Power Platform, right? Connectors, you can connect to so many. So the reasons, right? So you have already support of 1,000+ connectors. So if you want to connect and bring your data from any other software like Jira, SAP, Salesforce, Dynamics 365, Workday CRM, you have so many other tools, Oracle NetSuite, or any ERPs, any CRM softwares, any databases, PostgreSQL, Amazon Redshift, you know, MySQL, MariaDB. So let's say your data is in any of these softwares, right? Any of the tools, any of the softwares, you can actually connect to all these softwares in the Power Apps. Already they have provided 1,000+ connector support. You can pick from that connector, Mailchimp, say the category, you have all the tools available. From the Google, you have Gmail, you can connect to OneDrive, you can connect to, Google Drive, you can connect to all these Google related platforms, right? Google Workbook, Google Sheets, right? Google Documents, everything you can connect, and you can bring the data and you can interact with that data. Okay. So in this way, you have connectors for different data sources are already available. And let's say if any data source that you want to connect to Power Apps, if it is not available also, so then you can easily establish connection with the data source easily. So connections to the data sources are very easy. So no problem when you have an existing software and you want to build an app out of it, you want to build an application out of it, you don't have any problem. Okay, you can directly build it very easily, right? And also you can do the automations with your existing software. Let's say whenever a ticket created in Jira, you want to send an email to someone, and then you want to create a planner task, and you want to notify some other people. So you have these series of steps. Let's say whenever you get a high priority ticket, you have to do all these steps. Okay. So then you can build that automation by integrating Jira, Outlook, Planner, Teams, everything, all of these softwares. You can integrate and you can actually build a workflow which you can automate easily, right? So integration between different softwares is very easy. That's why the Power Platform is very much popular. And you have the AI builder capabilities. So even you can use artificial intelligence capabilities in your Power Apps and Power Automate, right? So they have predefined models like object detection, sentiment analysis, you know, form processing, all these kind of built-in intelligent models they are providing you. But if you also want to deploy your own model and you want to use that model, you can actually deploy that and you can use it in your Power Platform applications. So it is very easy. So they will be providing you a model. You just need to provide sample training with 5 to 10 data sets, sample data sets. Let's say object detection. Simplest example is, let's say you have some images of dog and some images of cat. Okay. So they have already built that model. Model is ready. You just have to provide dog images and you have to say this is dog. You have to provide cat images and you have to say cat, right? So then whenever you provide any new image, so it will directly identify whether the dog is present in that image or not, or if the image is dog or cat, it can able to distinguish, right? So those kind of models are already built, object detection, invoice form processing, form extraction data from forms or invoices, right? So you just have to provide a training or with 10 to 15 data sets, and then it will be able to intelligently extract or identify, or process the information and give you intelligent, outcomes. Right? So you can achieve all these amazing things, not even with writing a single line of, you know, artificial intelligence code. All the models are handy. You can just make use of that, and that is the advantage. And you have augmented reality and virtual reality, mixed reality, all these concepts. They have already built those components, and you can use it. Okay, AR and MR concepts, you can use it, right? So just like virtual try on, right? So you want to buy a furniture and you want to just try it out before you buy that furniture, how it looks in your house, right? You can just point your phone and that particular object or furniture that you are trying to buy will be placed in the real time over there. So that is what we call as mixed reality, right? Like this 3D object will be rendered in the physical place. So that is a kind of mixed reality. So you have all those capabilities in the Power Apps, right? So they have built everything for you, so you just need to leverage those options. Okay. And they also have a built-in database, which we call it as Dataverse. Okay. So it is just a relational database like any other database, right? With some more, capabilities, and it is very much, uh, useful when we develop our apps. So the fast and the relationship between these two is very good. And in most of the dynamic CRM applications, if you are from CRM side, so mostly they use Dataverse. Earlier, it used to call, I mean, people used to call it as CDS. They renamed it to Dataverse, Common Data Services. Now we are calling it as Dataverse. Okay, so actually, yeah. So this is one more powerful database. Same like any other SQL database, rows, columns, tables. You have all those. Okay, Power Effects. So this is the expression language or formula language that we use in Power Apps. So this is the language that we will be using it, right? So mostly you will have functions. That's it. Like we need to use those functions, make use of those functions. We call that as Power Effects. And you have different environments. You have different environments, environment approach, multi-environment approach you have. So you can build different environments. You can migrate all your Power Platform components from one environment to another environment, right? Development, QA, UAT, SIT, and production. So you can have multiple environments, and you can actually move your applications from one environment to another environment. Again, they have introduced DevOps related concepts into Power Platform. So where you can build CI/CD pipelines for easy and automate the deployment. So they have introduced CI/CD pipelines. So you will be building CI/CD pipelines in this course, and you will be automating the deployment also using the of the Power Platform components, right? Or you can manually import and export between the environments. We have the CI/CD pipeline approach also. So we will be discussing about that as well. Okay. So all the latest trending things, so they are keep on introducing in the Power Platform, and that is making the Power Platform more successful platform than any other, right? So yeah, so this is more about Power Apps. And again, the Power Apps has more classifications, model driven, canvas, and power pages. So we will talk all these in detail. Okay. So what I recommend, right? So from our next class, so just create this trial account. Okay. So we have Office 365 trial account that needs to be created so that you can practice. Okay. So this trial account we need to create. So this is a link that I will provide you. Okay. And you have learning resources and everything. Okay. So now I will actually show you what are the contents I'll be explaining you throughout this course. And if you have any questions, you can actually ask me. Okay. Right. So this is the course content that we will be covering. Right. Okay. So first I will tell you what you will get out of this course. Yeah. See, first we will start our class or session with Power Apps. Okay. So we have four modules. Module one will be covering everything about Power Apps. Okay. Power Apps Canvas applications we will be developing. So you have detailed, sections and detailed topics provided here. What all we will be discussing in the class. Okay. So we will provide you this, course content. You can actually go through it, or you can find it from the website. You can go to, Visualpath website, and you can look for the Power Platform training page. So there you'll find all this. Maybe not in this much detailed way, but you'll find some content over there. Yeah. So you can ask the team after the session, so they will provide you this document. Okay. So you have this Power Apps Canvas apps in the module one. Everything about delegation or gallery and everything. Okay. Variables, building everything, and by the end of this particular, even the deployment and everything. So by the end of this module we will build one Power App. Okay. One complete mini project we will do. Okay. And in the module 2, what we will do, in the module 2 we'll start with Power Automate, and we'll complete this. And the end of the module 2 we will do a mini Power Automate project. Okay. Complete end-to-end project we will do. And in the module 3, we will start with model driven apps, right? We'll explain what are model driven apps and what kind of apps we can build and everything. And we'll also do one mini application in the model driven apps. Okay. Power virtual agents. Again, we will be building these power virtual agents, and we will build one complete chatbot. Okay. Using this power virtual agents, right? Yeah. So one project for each section. So these are the four modules: model driven apps, Power Automate, Power Apps, and Power Virtual Agents. So we will build four projects till we complete all those components. At the end of each module, we will complete one project. Yeah. So as I said, like what are the latest updates and everything, and interview guidance I'll provide you, right? So I'll provide you interview related questions and everything. I'll provide you, right? And because yeah, so I will provide you all these questions and everything. And hands-on experience, yeah, you will be practicing along with me, and we'll have the doubt clearing sessions every day. So you can, at the end of every session, you can actually ask me all the questions you have, right? And let's say even if I don't cover something in the class, you can ask me the question so that we can cover that particular topic or something, right? So you can actually ask me more and more questions, and I recommend you to practice along with the sessions, so then you'll have more questions, right? So if you watch these recorded videos and you think you'll practice later, so that's never going to happen. So I recommend you to practice along with me, and you'll get all these recording videos in the Visualpath platform. So they will provide you link and everything, login credentials and everything, so you can access all the recorded videos anytime. And yeah, you will be able to complete the PL900 certification by the end of this course. You'll be able to complete the PL900 certification. So I'll help you, how the questions will be, and then I'll give you some practice questions. If you can practice all those, I think that would be sufficient for cracking the PL 900 exam. So yeah, so this is all I'm gonna provide you. So these will be the outcomes of this particular course. So you will be ready for developing Power Platform applications. You will be able to crack interviews, and you will have, sorry, hands-on experience, and you will be able to complete your Power Platform 900 certification, which is very mandatory these days. At least you should be, good with this certification. And you have to do one or two more certifications, because in the interviews they're actually definitely looking for certified people, right? So I recommend, explore certifications also. Yeah, check. I mean, if your company is providing you already coupons and everything, yeah, if not, you have to, pay. But these are very less expensive, like closely 4 to 5,000 range, right? So not more than 5,000, 4,500 or something Indian rupees. You have to pay for this certification if you are in India. So less expensive, but yeah, you can actually try one or two certifications, and then you'll get good amount of calls in the interviews if you have certifications, right? Otherwise, less chances. So yeah, now if you have any questions or any clarifications are needed, you can ask me, actually unmute and ask me. I'm happy to answer all your queries.
So, what is the duration of all the overall the course, and what is the time of every day?
Time actually, PR. So I'm not sure your name. So could you please tell me your name? PR
Yeah, my name
Prashant.
is Praveen. Yeah,
Okay.
Praveen
Hello,
Reddy.
Praveen.
Yeah,
Hello,
so
Praveen.
basically, I would like to understand like what is the overall duration of this course, and
Okay.
how much individual is confident after gaining this knowledge, you would able to compete with the outside real time market and able to get through and get some experience jobs and able to manage.
Yeah. So yes, Praveen. So it will take anywhere between like 2 months. So complete 2 months it'll take. You know, 2 months, like 5 6 days or 1 week here and there, but close to two months you need to complete. I mean, I need to complete this course. So you can consider 2 months, and confidence, right? So yeah. So whatever we do in the industry, so I'll be teaching that. So what kind of scenarios I encounter in day-to-day life, right, in my development experience and everything. So we will be building all the apps that are actually using in the industry only, right? So there's no problem. So you can confidently say you are like 6 7 years of experience in Power Platform, and you should
Okay.
have some background also, right? Like you should be you. I mean, you can be a business owner, or you can be a business analyst, or you are a .NET developer who wants to convert to Power Platform. So all these things will matter. So you can, even after that experience, previous experience, you can still say you have 5 6 years of experience in Power Apps.
Got you. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So which the batch is going to start straight away? Will do we see any delays, or it's straight away going to start from
Uh,
Monday?
that I'm not really sure, Ravi. So, but the team can help you. So the timing and also when the batch will start. So those things, team
Okay.
will definitely help you. Yeah. So
Okay. So do you also share any materials along with the course,
yes,
or
yes, yes, yes.
okay.
So while I teach, I'll be actually writing uh, while explaining. So I'll write the notes, and I will share these notes along. So all these
Okay.
tabs
Okay.
that are
Daily
open.
daily
So
basis
I'll
you will be
actually,
sharing notes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, daily basis. So I'll provide a GitHub profile, and I'll actually share all these notes in the GitHub. So
Got it. Great.
yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So I think we also discussing the possible opportunities ratio wise in comparison market, like on a given day, like a particular power platform engineer and their growth, right?
Yes.
The opportunities. Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Sure.
Yamara. Yeah.
Sure, Praveen. So Praveen, like, just explain me what is your background. I mean, introduce yourself. Like, what are you doing currently, and what is your background? So,
Uh,
yeah.
okay, sure. I think I have around 13 plus years of experience working as a technical architect. I was working with
Okay,
ERP ecosystem. For
okay,
last 12 years, I was working with ERP as a technical architect. Now I wanted to move to a power platform. So I already
right,
started working on my own, but I wanted to have, as you mentioned, the pro code. So this is where I'm aiming for.
right.
So I wanted to more get hands-on and familiarize with this power platform. So yeah, that's what my career goal for the next few months. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, good to know, Praveen. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sumant, you wanted to, yeah, thank you, Praveen. Yeah, sure. Sumant, you wanted to ask something? I see, I saw you unmuted.
Yeah, good morning. So,
Hello, hello,
are
good
you
morning,
working
Sumant.
right now?
Sorry, your voice is not clear, Sumant. Can you be a bit loud, please?
Yeah, so I asked, are you a working professional right now?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I worked in almost all the MNCs, like 4 or 5 top companies. Currently, I'm working for a product-based company based out of Bangalore. So we do simulation stuff. So yeah, for automobiles, yeah,
Okay. So,
like
even
my
I
past
started,
experiences include Cognizant, CGI, EY, Infosys, Accenture, so all these companies. Yeah.
that's great. So, good to know. Like, even I started as a fresher, as a Power Platform developer.
Mhm.
So, I'm having close to 1 year experience in this Power Apps, Power Platform technology.
Right.
So, my main aim is to achieve the certification
Okay.
foundational and that 400. So, like, what are the things that has to be taken care of to achieve that?
Right. So the Power Platform 900, it will be very simple, right? The certification is easy to crack. So you should be, you should have good understanding of what are different things that we have in the Power Platform and which particular tool is used for what scenario, right? So if you have
Okay,
understanding of this, you can complete Power Platform 900, PL 900 certification, the fundamental certification. So they will be giving you scenarios and which scenario you have to use which kind of tool you have to actually answer the questions. Okay. And they will give you some statements about which is true or false, these kind of statements about Power Platform. So you should be able to answer those. So if you have good understanding of which tool we use in what scenario, so then that will be clear. Okay. So I will give you some practice questions when the course is started, right? So then you'll be able to easily crack it. Even the Power Platform app maker is also the combination of Power Platform fundamentals and little bit of into development. Okay, so where they will ask you some scenarios about, okay, this is my requirement, which tool I have to use. So these kind of questions, and they will have some questions related to the function level or logic level questions they will ask you. So that should also be fine if you practice you know this. So going,
yeah,
based on the certification, so the level will differ and the kind of question they ask will differ.
yeah, got it, man. Thanks.
Sure, Samant. Yeah. So anybody, any other
So,
questions?
Hemant,
Yeah.
one
I mean,
quick clarification. Maybe it's not directly to the training, but having PL like to in order to have a PL 400. So, do we need to
right.
really have to mandate it to complete PL 900? It's directly we can attempt PL 400 or 200.
No, no dependency till PL 400, Praveen. So PL 900, 100, 200, 400, all can be completed individually. But the architect certification, which is PL 600, you should have either developer certification or functional consultant certification. So which is PL 200 or PL 400.
Okay, for only for PL 600 we need either of the one, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, got it,
But
got it.
remaining you can do individually,
Okay,
no
okay,
dependency.
got it. So how confident like so after like once we have this training and put some hands-ons, then we can able to easily crack the developer.
Yes, yes, why not? But it also has, Praveen, like the PL 400 also, you should have some understanding about custom component development, or the coding experience. So if you're, so we are not covering in that in this course. So this is completely, aimed at low code development, right? So only that part will be missing. But apart from that, you will be confident. So
Yeah.
you need to build some React, and using React and TypeScript, you need to build some custom components and everything. So where
Got it.
we
Got
call
it.
it as easier. Yeah.
So, do we have
So
any
that would
separate
be.
training for the pro code?
Uh, I'm not really sure, but yeah,
So
I
that
don't
comes as
think.
a part of pro code, right? The TypeScript and custom
Yes,
script
yes,
that we have.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, TypeScript and
It's all
everything,
involves the
and even
custom
the,
connector development, right? For the Powerapps canvas.
yeah, custom characters we will be covering in our course.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
but the custom development we will not, because it will take time. Because I mean, like based on the background of all the attendees, so we should
Okay.
tell them JavaScript, TypeScript, and React, all those things.
So
So it will take
considering
a lot of.
considering that complexity involved in Hemendra, how frequently or how no regularly that we see a requirement in the real time to use custom scripts. I know the custom scripts only come into the picture when there is a really an out of box feature is not able to fulfill it, so we go for custom type and custom script development. But do you really see the probability of in your day in day out? So wherein the custom scripts implementation frequently happens. I don't think that happens frequently.
No, no, Praveen. Yeah. So not at all, actually. So this component framework, so they have given you extensibility feature, that's it. But in our day-to-day life, like we generally don't do such things. But if you are in the dynamics world, and CRM, dynamic CRM, and you are more into model-driven apps and those things. So there, probably you might have requirement, because you have limited capabilities in the dynamics thing. So there's a
That's where I'm
combination of
coming from.
different.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm coming from. So I'm really wanted to focus
But
that. Yeah, that's where my next target is. But anyway, I think I'm still good to at least get some ecosystem understanding. Then I can go forward with that. Put some kind of my own learning there too. Yeah. Thank you.
sure, sure, Praveen. Yes.
At least we can get some heads ups, right? So I don't. I know it's not really covered here, but at least
Yeah, yeah,
some
yeah, sure, sure.
ecosystem related stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you want, like I can show you how to set up the environment, and we'll build something. Like we can have
Okay.
extra class or something, and then we can actually do that.
Okay. That would be really awesome. I think that's really appreciated,
Yeah,
Hemendra. Really do.
sure.
Thank you.
I mean, even if you want, right? Like we can have one extra session every week. Like classes are from Monday to Friday. So if you are willing to connect on Saturday, so we can have one doubt clearing session, so where we can cover extra topics that than the class. If you want some,
Oh,
doubt clearing
that's
and everything.
really cool. Then I think, yeah, I normally does all this stuff on Saturday, Sunday. So I think, thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think please drop all of your email IDs in the chat. So if you can open the chat and you know read the message from the organizer, and please do the needful. And yeah, so if you have any more questions, I'm happy to answer.
Yes, Hemendra, this is Paranjot. I have one question. What is Dataverse? What is the use
Yeah.
of Dataverse in the Power Platform?
Yes, Paranjoti. Yeah. Hi. So yeah, may I know a little bit about yourself, Paranjoti?
Yeah, I'm working as a developer. So for a
Okay.
couple of, so for the 5 6 years. So it like so I am decided to move into the Power Platform consultant. So,
Sure.
so here you could you explain more about the Dataverse? You said
Sure.
it's a powerful database, but we already have the other databases. Why the Dataverse is coming here? What is the use in
Right.
Power Platform?
No, no. Actually, earlier we have common data services, right? The database used to call it as common data services. It is more for dynamics related stuff, right? So when you want to develop or configure CRM related applications in the Dynamics 365, so they used to use Dataverse, sorry, common data services, and all their data is data was used to store in CDS. Now they just renamed it, and they allowed even us, right? So Power Platform developers, Canvas app developers also use it. So it has got very good licensing. I mean, it is when it comes to, I mean, it works great when we use it with Canvas applications, and also has some features like all these backups, recoveries, everything. So since it is in the Power Platform, so you don't have much limitations when you are querying data from Power Apps. From Power Apps, you know, sorry, from the database in the Power Apps, if you are querying the data and everything. So other data sources, you have some issues like delegation related issues, but database you don't have all those. And also, few other features, right? So all those admin center, capabilities, configurations and everything. So yeah, I mean, it is comparatively fast, and everything will be in the same tenant and same this thing. So you don't have that problem of latencies or delays, and fast, secure, all those extra features. But it is just like any other data source. So mostly, if you are a Dynamics developer, so you will be by default using the Dataverse. Okay. So these Dynamics developer actually integrate Canvas apps and model-driven apps into their dynamic applications. Okay. So since their data is stored there, and most of their organizational data like accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, all these data is already available in the Dataverse. So we will also be given an opportunity to connect to that Dataverse and access the data and work on that data. So that's kind of advantages we'll get. Okay. But other data sources, yeah, you'll definitely have a little bit of latency and everything while accessing, because it is something external that we are talking to.
Okay, is this only for Dynamics? The data was common data was only. Is it useful only for
Mostly they use for Dynamics, but Power Apps, we can query, we can connect, and we can do, I mean, we can use like any other data source, but based
oh,
on the licensing capabilities of the company, so they will choose to go with, but the Dataverse is very costly. So they will choose actually between Dataverse or any other data source.
okay? Will you cover that data was
License.
in course?
Yeah, yeah, I will cover Dataverse part, yeah.
Okay,
Some advanced features like column level permissions. Every data source, you'll have row level permissions, but in the data source you can even have permissions on the column level. So all those built-in capabilities are there, so we will explain about all the features very clearly in the course. Okay, sure. So I think yeah, if nobody else have any questions, we can wind up this session, and looking forward to meet you all in the course. Yeah, feel free to reach out to me, and even if you have any questions and everything, right? So I will share my email ID in my upcoming session, so you can ask me questions in the email, or LinkedIn. You can connect me by in LinkedIn, right? So yeah, thank you so much for joining the session. Have a good weekend. See you all in the course.
thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye.